PlayStation.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our second video for E3 2017 here on Pez of the Mind. I am James Phoenix. With me is Chris the Mole.
He is.
I know. And Anastasia Laserbeam.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hey.
Anastasia Lesbian.
And today we're going to talk about the Sony Conference, all things PlayStation. Because
PlayStation.
from what I understand from this conference, apparently even Sony finally realized that nobody gives a shit about the Vita.
To be fair, Sony dropped the Vita years, like last year or so. They stopped doing much with it, and they announced they weren't going to be doing much going forward. People did care. It's just unfortunately not a lot of people bought it. But the ones that did buy it did love the system.
It was too expensive.
Hi, Rick.
Yes.
We miss you,
All
Rick.
right, we miss you.
I'm just saying that 'cause I know Rick liked the Vita, and I'm not going to say the Vita was a piece of shit, because I know Rick has said multiple times how much fun he's having on games on it. So I'm like, I can respect that.
That's fair enough. Okay. So yeah, we're just talking about things at the Sony conference. Flip, yeah. We might as well get them right off the bat. Insomniac Spider-Man.
Oh. I'm kidding. Yeah.
It's not 3, it's 4. And
I don't count 3 as an actual God of War. I just count that as a film.
Ah, fair enough.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
No.
But yes, Insomniac is making a Spider-Man game. This is going to be independent from the movies and everything else. It's just going to be a standalone game. And it looks really cool. They announced this basically at last year's E3, but now we actually had a gameplay trailer, which looked really good. I liked it. I know a lot of people didn't like the Spider-Man suit with the white on it. I think it looks unique and cool.
I kind of like this. Like I said, the suit looks good in motion. I'm not a big fan of it. However, they've mentioned and replied recently on Twitter when someone asked them, yes, there's going to be alternate suits. So if it annoys me too much, when I unlock one, I'll just swap over to like an amazing suit or something.
Black suit.
Yeah, assuming it didn't.
Yeah, I hope so. But it was really cool to see a lot of the web action going on. Spider-Man, like he should be, was pretty much constantly in motion, flipping off of things. He was doing all kinds of unique things with the webbing that were mostly triggered through
quick time events.
Yeah, quick time events, which was a unique way to have him do a wide variety of things with the webbing without having to worry about the limits of the controller and the player having to actually do them. So that was really cool, where you're still triggering it, but you don't have to intricately control it, and you get to sit there and feel like you did the cool stuff. Yeah,
from the gameplay they've shown off at E3 and the trailers and stuff like that, it looks like a cross between like the Arkham games and some people have said Uncharted and was another game. It looks good. I like how it looks. I know some people hated the quick time events, and I am fully understandable why they hate that. That is fine. I just liked that, and there was a little tease of Miles at the end.
There was, and I like the fact that I don't know much about it, but they worked in a lot of the stuff that I understand is from the current comics, such as Spider-Man having audio contact with a police officer that he's working with. I know was it the lieutenant? I think was her rank, and he was both talking to her, and also the villain that we see him fighting at the end of the trailer is apparently from the newer Spider-Man stuff as well. So
yeah, it's probably because they want to do new people, so we're not always having the same Dodge Rhino at video or gameplay as usual.
True, but they did also go out of their way, and then a lot of the goons were working for Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin, and we saw a brief pop-up of him talking to Spider-Man too. So that was cool. They had a familiar villain and a new villain, so it was a nice balance.
Yeah, which I can see them doing that, because obviously they want some of the bigger named ones in there, but they probably want to make it so you've also got these. Like I could imagine Vulture's going to be in there just because he's in the film, so they're probably going to do their take on Vulture.
Probably, yeah, that would make sense.
Hopefully, it's different to the one in the film.
Yeah,
I don't like that costume.
Yeah, and
what did you think of Spider-Man, Pew?
Oh, I liked him. I liked his banter and stuff, and also I liked how he can like fuck up, Like, I don't know if you saw, but like all that whole thing with the safe being dragged around, that was his fault for attaching the safe to the or whatever it was, giant like what was it? It was
Helicopter
like
thing,
yeah,
yeah.
helicopter, yeah. So he was like, oh shit, now it's just destroying everything. Like he just totally fucked up, and now all this like damage is happening. And like that's his fault because he decided to do that. Like I like that. Like it's not like the most efficient, perfect like thing ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
It gives him more character.
The game does look pretty awesome. I will mention Sony took, like I said, this is the game where Sony took a dig at Microsoft.
Oh yeah, the true thing.
True exclusive.
Yeah.
Ah.
However, it was cool. I liked the trailer. It put some people off with the QuickTime events.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it didn't seem that new. When I saw the trailer, I was like, that looks cool. It shows a bit more, but you know what I mean? I was like, it's not. It wasn't too surprising. It would be there.
Yeah. We kind of knew that was probably coming because they were working on it.
They were.
Yeah.
I'm just mentioning that now because that's going to be that's a theme throughout. So I don't have to keep saying it. They didn't have many surprises this year.
No, not really.
They had a couple, but they didn't have many.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the Uncharted Lost Legacy, Jim. I thought you were like a
that
big...
was the next thing. That was the next thing I was going to.
Okay.
Yeah, Uncharted Lost Legacy. We got a closer look at it. I was a little disappointed because I initially thought this was going to be a full game, like a full, separate Uncharted game, but it's actually just an expansion for Uncharted 4. That kind of disappointed me a little bit, but it still looks really cool. And I like they chose those two characters to pursue with both. Chloe and I don't remember Chloe and Nadine. I think it'd be interesting to explore those two because Chloe just kind of got unceremoniously dropped in the middle of Uncharted 2. We never really followed up on her. And Nadine was introduced as being highly efficient and a very interesting character in Uncharted 4, as we saw her using her personal military to assist the bad guy and eventually turning on him near the end. Spoilers. And so I'm interested to see how these two characters work together and where this can go. Because I feel like this is Naughty Dog's test bed to see whether they can keep Uncharted going without Nathan Drake. And if this succeeds, I think we might get other Uncharted-style games with these characters or other characters that are outside of the Drake purview.
Also, I have to say, if it wasn't like a freaking clone of Lara Croft now, like it is now. I mean, come on, you got the British chick with the long hair, and come on.
I will say, I don't like the Uncharted series. However, this point it's way too overmilked, and I don't mean that like people say, like, I don't know, people say like Mario's milked. There's like one per generation, if that.
Yep, and then
there's been like fucking 3 main Uncharted in 1 year, and I'm not including spin-offs with that because you've also got like Nathan appearing in like fucking PlayStation All Stars and all the other stuff. And this one coming out now, it feels like they're just milking it too much. Like it's gone down the Halo route of, come on, enough's enough.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. But I'm still excited to play that. I want to see what that's going to run because I do want to give that a shot. That should be fun.
Yep.
What else we got?
Horizon Zero Dawn DLC.
Yeah, that's getting an expansion, the Frozen Wilds. I have not played the original Zero Dawn yet. I would like to. It's at the library.
I'm going to get on sale for like 20 bucks soon. So like if you didn't like want to play it before, if you wanted to pick it up now, like it's about to be on sale for like 20 bucks. So
fair enough. I've heard it affectionately referred to as Dino Crisis 4.
I don't know what that is, so.
Yeah, it doesn't play like Dino Crisis.
Okay. I have no idea. I never played Dino Crisis. I don't know if it's true.
Dino Crisis is Resident Evil with dinosaurs, basically.
Oh, okay.
This plays more like a mixture of, for lack of a better term, like Monster Hunter meets Zelda.
That's an interesting combination.
It's different, and it's definitely not Dino Crisis.
Right. Yeah. But speaking of which, Monster Hunter
World. or
Mhm.
World, one of the two. I think
Yep.
it's World.
I think it's World Singular. So I'm not playing Monster Hunter, but I know Rick is a huge fan of that franchise, so I'm happy for him.
Yep. Now the downside with this, for the other one, which we'll be doing later today, is they announced this and it's not coming to the Switch. It's coming on all the other ones, and the one on Switch is looking like it's not getting a Western release.
Ooh.
But what's weird about this is a lot of people have mentioned this as well. Of if you look at the Monster Hunter World trailer, they've included a lot of Western elements into it. So some people are, not all, some are being put off because it looks too different. Like some feel it looks more Dark Souls and Monster Hunter in some aspects, which is one thing I mentioned to Rick when I saw it. Is it looks like Dark Souls. And start, you know what I mean? So it looks like they're changing it. So some people might not, some of the fans may not like it because it looks like they've deliberately tried to make it more Western. Which is probably because, to be fair, most consoles aren't doing well in Japan.
Yeah.
Like PS4 isn't doing as well as people thought it might. It's still doing better than Xbox One, which is abysmal in Japan, but that was always going to be the case.
Yeah.
However, it's just a case of like the Switch is taking off in Japan. It seems to be doing well because it's portable, and they're all about portable gaming now.
Yeah. And also, Nintendo's always had the biggest foothold in Japan, so.
Yeah, but Sony did have a large one with PS3 and PS2, but it's dramatically shrunk across the board on what they on all the consoles. Like each one seems to be less because they've moved to more of a mobile platform.
I gotcha.
But I will say next, God of War.
Yes, we got
That looked really
a longer
good.
trailer for God of War, or whatever they're calling this one.
Yeah, which I will say I liked this God of War. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I know some people they don't like the idea that it swapped to Norse instead of Greek. However, it worked in comics for Thor when he went against Hercules and stuff.
Yep.
It's worked for many series. Like I think Xena had some Norse stuff in it and all that. It works because it worked. And if you look at, I love what they've done with Kratos in this because if you look at him, he's more like, for lack of a better term, he looks more like the old man Logan style character, and he does normal Kratos. Like he's not just big bad. Oh, I'm gonna break everything. He actually seems to have more personality. He's got the little kid that he's trying to protect. He seemed a little bit more sarcastic in what it seems. It seems like Kratos is benefited a lot from this, and I was put off at first because I didn't like 3 and it's not that good. I don't think it's gonna be good, but after watching the trailer, this game was actually really good. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to the God of War. What you call? I don't know what they're calling it, but God of War, the new
yeah,
one. It does look cool.
yep. So far, they've just called it God of War. They haven't really given any title or
Early
anything.
2018.
Yes, coming out early next year. Yeah, I like the look of it. It looks really cool. The cinematics look great. The combat looked like fun. I'm interested to see how Kratos works with the axe that he can throw around and kind of manipulate like Thor's hammer, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
I think I'm going to miss the Blades of Chaos, but I'm interested to see how the new combat works. I got the kid for, at least in the one scene that they showed the kids, and like the kid might be playable for a part of it, and he had a bow and arrow, so that was neat.
Yep. Which it looks just like a neat concept. It looks like they've done a good job with that one.
Yeah, definitely. So it'll be interesting to see. Definitely excited for that.
We got to see a little bit more of Detroit becoming human. So that was interesting about how like it might also just not be robots versus people, but it's robots versus other robots, and how they have different ways of going about, and your story can change.
Right there.
So
They
that was
did.
cool. No release date on it, I think. So
Yeah.
just keep us posted. You know that original like demo was like 5 something years ago, maybe 7 years ago, something like that.
It's a long time.
But no, just keep us posted.
Yeah. I did like that Sony doubled down and announced about a half a dozen more PlayStation VR games, so at least they're still pushing that, so that's good.
They did.
Some of them
The only good ones, though, for me at least, was Doom VR. That was the only one I was really excited for.
Oh, the scary one, the impatient, that looked pretty good.
Yeah, I
Also,
feel like
So you go.
I say, well, they're not my franchises because I don't really play them. I feel like both Skyrim and Final Fantasy 15 would look really good in VR.
Final Fantasy 15 is a fishing game VR, so it's basically big.
What?
It's basically big the cat's missing from Sonic, but even Sega know it was shit, so they ripped him out of the second one, and even just made a joke that he's in the background and no one cares. And the other one of Skyrim has horrible animations. I don't want to see that up in my face.
Okay, fair enough.
Some people will enjoy it though, which is cool. I just personally, in VR, it ruins it when we've been playing like say Star Trek Bridge Crew and people's arms have been going on all the ones with motion controls, including PC when they've used it, and it's been going like that. Part of me just looks at it and thinks, "Look, that kind of breaks my immersion." And if I'm playing Skyrim, I'd want to be fully immersed, but any glitches right in my face, I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Fair enough.
Star Child also looked interesting.
That looked really cool, yeah.
Yeah. Also, Shadow of Colossus is getting a remake.
That looks good.
Nice. Yes, it is.
And we also saw Call of Duty
World War II.
Yeah, the multiplayer, that looked cool.
They did. Hopefully that works out. They also gave us.
So I was just checking to see if I missed anything.
We had a longer look at Days Gone.
Yeah.
Which is a new zombie thing. Apparently, this one you can control the zombies and use them to take out camps of human raiders and manipulate them. So that's kind of cool. And again, emergent stealth element. That sounds neat.
We also saw Marvel v Capcom.
No, that one's not on my list.
We also saw Destiny 2.
Yeah, they announced that was there. That game looks fucking horrible. I'm sorry, I love the Verse series, as people know, but Marvel v Capcom, it's atrocious. It's an abomination. The characters look horrible, like the animations and the facial quality, it looks ass horrible. A lot of assets seem reused from Ultimate Marvel v Capcom. Characters who should be there are missing, and the story mode looks like ass. And when you played the demo, it was boring and shit, and way too easy. And it's not meant to be it wasn't meant to be in an easy mode. Marvel v Capcom just looks like Ultimate or Infinity. It just looks like a mess.
Fair enough.
Also, I don't remember Moss VR or what that's about, but it was
apparently you play as a mouse.
Was that it? Oh.
Yeah, there's that. They also had the military shooter for the VR as well.
Yep.
Yeah, what do they call that one? I got it here somewhere. The Bravo Team.
Yeah.
Also, Monster of the Deep. It's Jaws VR.
Ha.
Yeah, which to be fair, the PlayStation VR is cool, and some bigger name titles like Skyrim and Doom will help boost its sales a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's not to say it doesn't have big name titles for it. We've already got Resident Evil 5. Sorry, Resident Evil 5. We got Resident Evil 5 on it. No, 7, isn't it? Are we on 7 now?
I think we're on 7.
Yeah, I know we're at least on 6.
We're on 7. I think we did 6. It wasn't that good. But yeah.
Oh yeah, because Biohazard is considered 7, right?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Resident Evil Biohazard. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Okay.
Which is funnier because it looks like they're trying to cross the Biohazard and Resident Evil titles over. Because in Japan, Resident Evil is called Biohazard. So it's like, oh, okay. It looks like they're trying to merge them. So the next game could just be called Biohazard and people will be eased into it by having Resident Evil in the title.
So in Japan, is that game called Biohazard 7 Biohazard?
It might be called Biohazard 7 Resident Evil.
Could be that.
Which would also make sense because they're in a house. Because I'll admit, the Biohazard name makes way more sense than Resident Evil.
Yeah.
For the franchise as a whole. Resident Evil was a great name for the first one and the 7th one. But all the others, you're not in a house. But yeah. My point was just we got a big name like that one for it, so it kind of picked up traction. when these ones come out, it looks great. The Doom one doesn't look like a full Doom game, but I'll still play it. It looks fun.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I think that's. I think we covered everything we want to talk about for Sony.
So it's final thoughts.
Yep. Final thoughts.
Alright. Disappointed, but I understand why. How many of the stuff wasn't this year? Also, there was a lot of big named games missing this year. If you look at the games that were announced, they all look very similar. I think Sony probably went out their way to match it, make some sort of tone for it. But like, where was Crash Bandicoot remake? Where was Dreams?
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
That is a dream.
It's not just a thing; it looks really awesome. But yeah, Dreams and Crash Bandicoot were both severely missing. We also didn't get anything like, oh, well, look, it's a Lego game, or like they've done in the past, or oh, look, it's this. Everything all looked like Spider-Man, Uncharted, God of War, and stuff. They all look very samely, if that makes sense. So, for lack of a better term, that'd be one of my downsides to it. Is it too much looked the same?
Yep. I can see that.
And some of the big stuff was missing that should have been there, but. Overall, like I said with the Microsoft conference at the end, I still kind of enjoyed this conference, and there was still some good stuff in there.
Fair enough. Pew, your final thoughts?
I just wasn't surprised by anything really, and I wasn't like wowed. There wasn't any like, I don't know. I gotta say showmanship, but I wasn't like oh my god, wow! I'm like grilled in. I'm locked in. Got my 100% focus. So I don't know, it was all right. Just okay.
All right. Yeah, I agree. There wasn't anything super spectacular. The games that I saw did look cool. The Spider-Man, the God of War, and the Uncharted, all that stuff. But there wasn't. It's stuff that we knew about already. There wasn't a lot of big announcements. There wasn't that big thing that blew you away. There wasn't something major that kept. What?
I'm just saying, Monster Hunter was a big announcement. We need to say there wasn't many besides Monster Hunter. That was a major announcement because a lot of gamers do like that game. Even if I'm only really into it for the multiplayer, I know a lot did like that. So it had one big announcement. One thing that's
a Monster Hunter, but only one. It was to really carry the conference, and it felt like it was. Just like it was a good conference, but it wasn't quite there, And I feel like there could have been a little bit more. I was massively disappointed by the lack of Kingdom Hearts 3, if I'm going to be honest. I mean,
fuck that. I just want to see the game or don't.
To be fair, they showed that before the PlayStation conference, I think.
Yeah, a trailer leaked on the internet, a short one, and they did say they were going to show something else at D23, but I don't know.
It's because isn't Kingdom Hearts 3 also coming on Xbox and stuff, so they might be trying to do it on more of a neutral ground, so it's trying to make it sell well on all of them.
That would make sense. But anyway, still a good conference, respectable performance by Sony, so props to them. This has been the coverage of the Sony conference, and stay tuned because in a couple of minutes we're going to be right back and we're going to talk about Nintendo. We will see you then. Peace.
See ya.